Yeah. In DSA's working class democracy, economic democracy, they lay it out clear. Establish public ownership of the largest corporations and essential industries to ensure democratic control and accountability to the people they hold dear. Enact aggressive wealth taxes on the richest individuals and corporations to spend on public goods and infrastructure they name, so the working class can finally govern the economy instead of being governed by it in their frame. The platform treats private ownership as the root of unaccountable power that only state takeover can replace, while proposing to move control from shareholders and markets to politicians and bureaucrats who set the pace. They call it economic democracy when they put the state in charge of the biggest firms and tax the wealth that built them high. But every transfer of ownership and every aggressive levy often slows the innovation and investment that once raised living standards by and by. Public control and wealth taxes sound like accountability on the sign, until political allocation replaces consumer choice and the growth engine starts to misalign. Historical nationalizations in Europe and elsewhere frequently required ongoing subsidies and delivered lower productivity than private competitors in the same sectors. While U.S. examples like Amtrak and certain utilities have relied on taxpayer support without matching the efficiency gains seen in competitive markets. Aggressive wealth taxes tried in places like France raised less revenue than projected and faced capital flight and valuation disputes that made administration costly. And private sector growth in tech, energy, and manufacturing has created the broad-based wealth that funds pensions, jobs, and consumer goods for working people across the nation. Shifting ownership of essential industries to public hands concentrates decisions in government offices, where political priorities can override price signals and long-term efficiency, creating new opportunities for connected interests to influence allocation without the same market discipline that forces adaptation. The incentive for the planner is to promise democratic control while expanding the state's reach over production and capital, so that spending and direction answer to political majorities, while the cost in slower adaptation and misallocated resources land on workers as consumers who face higher prices or fewer choices when the signals get distorted. Both parties have used subsidies and regulation to favor certain industries. The record shows it plain. But proposals that move the largest corporations into public ownership multiply the levers of state power without the same restraint. Real working class gains have tracked rise in productivity and private property rights that let individuals build and keep wealth, not from centralizing ownership in the hands of the government that already taxes and spends. They call it economic democracy when they put the state in charge of the biggest firms and tax the wealth that built them high. But every transfer of ownership and every aggressive levy often slows the innovation and investment that once raised living standards by and by. Public control and wealth taxes sound like accountability on the sign, until political allocation replaces consumer choice and the growth engine starts to misalign. When the largest firms are publicly owned, the wealth taxes are in place, and the political class directs the flow. Who still calls it working class power? The ones who wrote the platform, or the ones who live inside the slower growth that follows the show? The stakes ain't slogans, it's whether ordinary people keep a system where markets and private ownership drive the creation of wealth that lifts wages and living standards across the board, or whether the control they centralize becomes another layer of political decision-making that ordinary workers have even less say in. than before.